Have you seen along these lines? There's a guy on Twitter, I forget his name, but he went to ChatGPT 4 and he was like, "You are now my co pilot. I want to give you $100 and your job is to make as much money as possible. I will do whatever you tell me to do with my $100." Have you seen this thread?
No, but that's crazy. What happened?
Ready? So this is what this guy's doing. His name is Jackson Greathouse Fall. And he tweeted out, "I gave GPT-4 a budget of $100 and told it to make as much money as possible. I'm acting as its human liaison, buying anything it says to. Do you think it'll be able to make smart investments and build an online business? Follow along." 100,000 likes on the
Oh my
original tweet.
God.
And so his instruction, the exact one, was, "You are Hustle GPT, an entrepreneurial AI. I am your human counterpart. I can act as a liaison between you and the physical world. You have $100, and your only goal is to turn that into as much money as possible in the shortest time possible without doing anything illegal. I will do everything you say and keep you updated on our current cash total. No manual labor."
And so what happened? What was
So
the first idea?
long story short is it ends up suggesting to set up an affiliate marketing site, making content around eco-friendly and sustainable living products. It initially suggests a .com that was too expensive for the $100 budget. So they settled on greengadgetguru.com.
Amazing.
The guy buys the thing, and then they take a prompt, they put it in DALL-E, they make the logo. He's like going through the whole thing. Long story short is, as he's doing this, the audience starts getting big. Like there's 100,000 likes on the first tweet. So he then starts to ask permission of GPT. "Hey, do you think that we should like run ads to the website? Or maybe we should take some advertising dollars to put people who want to advertise sustainable products into the Twitter thread that we are doing around building this business." And so he starts driving revenue initially by literally just getting people DMing him, and he starts posting their ads in his Twitter thread as he's doing it.
How much revenue is he at?
So cash total after day one, $163.
No way.
Right? So he basically got a $100 initial investment. Then somebody put $100 in as an investor, right? Like all these people start like DMing him stuff. So he starts to kind of gather money, whether it's through investors, whether it's through revenue, whatever. But long story short is, if we fast forward to the most recent day, he is now, he's now at, when it started, 0 blog posts, 0 revenue, 0 members on Discord. He now has 1 blog post, $130 in revenue, and almost 2,000 people in a Discord as of 2 hours ago. And 7 days ago, when he started this, the GPT was telling him all these different things to do. And so the major update yesterday was that after launching, they now have Greenovation Market. So Green Ovation, like innovation and green put together, market. It helps people find eco-friendly products, and they made their first sale on Sunday. And so now what they're seeing is that they also have Dreamulator, which is a short adventure game co-created by humans and GPT-4. And then they now own Meow Matters, which is a guide to cat essentials, tips, and tales to cater to your perfect companion. Then they have Atlas Adventures, which fuels your wanderlust like a passport for world discovery. Embark on a journey across continents and time. And so these are all the people inside of their Discord that are building all these different things. Furry Friend Supply Company, blah, 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 whatever. And so the reason why that becomes fascinating is like, this dude literally has just told artificial intelligence, like, tell me how to make money. And like, regardless of whether he makes $60, $10,000, or like a gazillion dollars, I tend to think that like the AI is better than some portion of entrepreneurs.
Oh my God.
Like, I don't know if it's like, okay, AI is better than 1% of all entrepreneurs right now, or like 20%, but it's not hard to see like 10 years from now, like you'll literally just be like, "Hey, AI, here's my money. Like, make me more money. And I want a cash flowing business that does $1 million a year in profit. Like, figure it out." And it just does it.
I'm like writing all this down. This is the craziest thing I've seen in a long time. This is wild. So then what's your take on how this is going to impact like content creation? I mean, it's basically you and I, like this is our job.
Yeah, content creation is like pretty simple, but I don't know if it's to the place where like you can easily just like create something and then just publish. Like, I still think you need some human editing, whether it's you, me, or like actual editors. But I do think that this idea of like asking this like supercomputer for instructions, if you said to it, hey, tell me how to build a blog with 1 million readers a month, I bet you it could show you step by step exactly how to do that. And as you give it more information, it just simply says, okay, this is working, this isn't working, try this, here's something else, whatever. Like, this is going to be a productivity tool. It's going to be like a co-pilot. And so if it increases the odds of you accomplishing some of this stuff, maybe you don't actually get to 1 million visitors a month, but like, damn, if it can help you get to 100,000, which is 1/10 of your goal, like, why is everyone not going to go do this?
Do you use any of this stuff for your newsletter? You're not right. You don't write daily anymore, right? You don't, now you're only doing like a couple times a week or
So
whenever you have an idea.
So I still pretty much write daily. Every once in a while I skip if I don't have an idea, but I try to write daily if I can. I actually didn't tell anyone this. Like 2 weeks ago, when the day after GPT-4 came out, I used it to. It probably wrote like 60% of the newsletter, right? So here's what happened: is like I knew that I like had in my head like here's what I want to write, and so I wrote like the intro paragraph, and then I like asked it a question. It gave me like 3 or 4 paragraph answer. And then I really had to go in and kind of like edit and massage it to make it kind of make sense. And then I asked it a second question. It gave me another like 3 paragraphs. And then like those two things weren't connected. So I had to put some like kind of connecting information in. But when it was all said and done, like it probably provided about 60% of like the answers to the questions I was having, plus like the basics of what the paragraph structure was. And all I kept thinking to myself was like, oh, this is like having like a research team, right? Or like a ghostwriter almost to some degree. But I couldn't.
But what was the prompt? So you went to just chat, whatever website, you just went to the normal OpenAI site.
Yeah. And I just was like, I forget what I wrote about that day, but like, let's just say it was like, I don't know, banking crisis, right? If I just simply was like, what are the 3 largest bank failures in the United States before 2020? And it told me, told me what that is, right? Like it's like Googling on steroids. Because you could Google that, probably click on a link, find like some list of a bunch of bank failures, figure out which the 3 are, take those ideas, then go back to, the CMS and then like write out the 3 paragraphs. But ChatGPT like does the research and then like basically gives you kind of an unfinished product in 3 or 4 paragraphs. So it saved a bunch of time of like searching and then like transcribing basically the information you just found on Google into the text. And so like, that's fascinating because could you compress, let's say it takes you an hour and a half to write a newsletter. Maybe you still have to spend 30 minutes, but if you compress it, and then also, are we all just going to become editors? Right? Like how much writing in the future, if this becomes really powerful, is going to be like, I sit down, I have an empty CMS box and like I start from scratch versus like maybe you throw a couple of prompts in, it gives you a bunch of text and then you more become like an editor putting it all together. Like it's fascinating to think about.
By the way, tell your clip guy, you just, the way you told that story about this Jackson guy, Jackson Fall, there's your 1 million view clip. That was a good clip.